FoxxyBoxes.
What's up guys, FoxxyBoxes here, coming at you with the long-anticipated Ancient Gear deck profile. This is more of a casual-based deck, but it is still really fun. So without further ado, let's get into this thing. And the first monster we have here is Ancient Gear Golem, the classic boss monster from the Lost Millennium. Such a good boss monster, really. The entire deck is pretty much boss monsters, as you can see. Half the monster count is normal summonable, level 5 or higher, so it's a pretty big deal. Golem is really fun against Shaddolls because he stops spells and traps, so no battle phase El Shaddol fusion, and piercing damage done to the little guys when they're face down, so that's always fun. Though he's not special summonable, he's really easy to get out, especially with Gear Town, and it makes him more accessible, and he's a really good card. Moving on from that, we have Ancient Gear Gigadratron Dragon, which is a very big mouthful. Gigadratron Dragon. I summon my Ancient Gear Gigadratron Dragon in attack mode. But in all seriousness, you're going to want Gigadratron Dragon out whenever you can because he is special summonable. And the main way you're going to do that is off of Gear Town. There is no real way to destroy Gear Town in the deck, which is probably a fault on my part. But if your opponent is dumb enough to destroy Gear Town, then yay, free 3000 beater. That is a mini Ancient Gear Golem. But moving on, we have Machina Fortress, and Machina Fortress is in here for consistency because you can easily pitch anything in the monster lineup to get him out. He's a very good card, 25 beater, and combined with Machina Gear Frame, Fortress is always good, and I think will always continue to be good. Plus, Fortress just got a reprint in Astral Pack 6, so that's a thing. Moving on, we have Redox, the Dragon Ruler of the Boulders, and he is used as a monster reborn because every single thing in here, aside from Cyber Dragon, is a Earth monster. So, if you have a Gigadratron Dragon in your graveyard, you simply pitch something with Redox to summon Gigadratron Dragon, and you have another free 3000 beater. Gigadratron Dragon is really the more versatile of the two boss monsters. Golem is definitely the one you want on the field, as opposed to Gigadratron Dragon. You'll always be second best to your big brother, the stupid dragon thing. Moving on, Cyber Dragon is free tribute fodder, and a free 21 beater is always good, and he helps the deck along. Plus, if you have two of them, and you have a power bond, you can make Cyber Twin, and that's always fun. It rarely happens, but when it does, it's really fun. Moving on to our normal summonable monsters, Ancient Gear Knight. You're hardly ever going to Gemini summon this guy. He's just out there to be a normal summon monster because, so far, every single thing has been tribute summon laden. You're going to need stuff to tribute, and Ancient Gear Knight is tribute fodder, though he doesn't have an effect. But the main level 4 is Gear Frame. Gear Frame searches your Fortress, and usually, if you have Gear Frame in hand, you're probably going to get Fortress out too. So, Gear Frame is the searcher, and he's also a level 4, so you overlay with Ancient Gear Knight, or Ancient Gear Soldier, and you make Gear Gain X, and Gear Gain X searches another Gear Frame, so you can search another Fortress, and it's a lot of searching. And the last monster we have is Ancient Gear Soldier, which is a mini version of Ancient Gear Knight, which is a mini version of Gigadratron Dragon, which is a mini version of Ancient Gear Golem. They all have the theme of being able to attack without the fear of spell and traps and the damage step. And he's the littlest version because he's a 13/13. Moving on to our spells and traps. 3 Power Bond.
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
3 could be a little excessive, but I still like it. Because in the odd chance you do have Ancient Gear Golem, and 2 other Ancient Gears, you can get out Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. But moving on to the draw power consistency, we have Trade-In. You have 5 targets for Trade-In, and this allows you to put your Gigadratron Dragons in the graveyard. And also, we run Ancient Gear Workshop, and I'll get to that. But Trade-In, there's a lot of really fun plays with Trade-In, Gigadratron Dragon, and Workshop. But moving on, Double Summon. Double Summon is surprisingly helpful because this deck is half Special Summon, half Normal Summon. If you summon a Knight, and you have Gear Town out and you have Golem in your hand, well, you have to wait a turn. Not with Double Summon. It may be cloggy and dead sometimes, but when you need it, it's generally there when you need it. Moving on to that combo I was talking about, Ancient Gear Workshop. You say you have a trade-in and a Gigagatron Dragon, or an Ancient Gear Golem in your hand. You activate trade-in, you ditch Gigagatron Dragon, and draw 2 more cards, and then you'd use Ancient Gear Workshop to grab back your Gigagatron Dragon, so that you didn't technically lose anything. Because this deck runs nothing that special summons out of the graveyard, aside from Redox and Fortress can only summon itself. So, the ability to keep your big boss monsters in hand while drawing cards is a really neat thing. And going on with that draw power, we have Upstart Goblin, because if you don't have your combo pieces, you are dead. Meta decks will not give you the chance to do anything, so you want to draw into as much stuff as possible. And moving on, we have Monarch Stormforth, my favorite spell. Stormforth is a great way to get rid of annoying, pesky monsters. It makes the ability to go for Golem a lot easier with Gear Town, because I believe you can still get him out, because if you have Gear Town out and then you Stormforth, you can just use your opponent's monster, then you get your own beater on the field, and that's always fun. But moving on, Gear Town. Gear Town was the support that Ancient Gears needed.
It was the support card that Ancient Gears needed, but it was not the support card that they deserved. I'm Batman.
Went Batman there for a second. But anyway, Gear Town is good because it allows you to tribute summon Ancient Gear monsters with 1 less tribute, which means Golem and Gigagatron Dragon are 1 tributes. And with double summon, as I said, it makes it a lot easier. Plus, if Gear Town is ever actually destroyed, you can get out Gigagatron Dragon or any other Ancient Gear monster except Golem from your hand deck or graveyard, so wherever it is, you're getting it back unless it's banished. And finally, for the traps, you need to have some protection. Bottomless Trap Hole, Bottomless stops at least 1 Pendulum play, and Bottomless has always been good, and it will always be good. Compulse is good because it will set Shaddoll's back a turn if they just set something, or Burning Abyss, but Burning Abyss usually ends with Dante first turn, but even still, Compulse solves the Dante problem. Sure, they're going to get their 1XYZ material effect off, but I mean, that's a small price to pay. At least they don't add something back with Dante. And Fiendish Chain. I've gone over it before. I like Fiendish Chain over Breakthrough Skill because Fiendish Chain is a more permanent solution to the problem. And finally, Solemn Warning is a card that I've been using a lot more of because it's so handy. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. Number 80, Rhapsody and Berserk. Again, trying to teeter more towards the competitive side because this deck isn't really competitive, but I'm trying to make it as competitive as possible for you guys. And Rhapsody banishes stuff in the graveyard, so that at least helps the Burning Abyss and Shaddall matchups. And then for general board clearance, we have Exciton Knight, and we all know what he does. Castile, another good card to get rid of problematic cards on the field, clears the board, and yeah. 101, same thing, but he steals your opponent's boss monster, and that's always fun. And a personal tech of mine that I really like now that Shaddalls and Burning Abyss are a thing is Ebegishki Mirageist, because for those of you who don't know, after damage calculation, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card to shovel that monster back into the deck instead of sending it to the graveyard, meaning no effects for your opponent's Shaddall or Burning Abyss monsters. And again, trying to make this deck as competitive as possible for you guys, because on its own, Ancient Gears aren't going to do much. And moving on, Photon, Palpable Operative, same general thing. Your opponent sets a Shaddall or Burning Abyss. You get their effect, but they'll be left with less attack and stuff and things. Lori. Moving on to the main searcher of the deck, which is Geargian X. Okay, you're not going to make a lot of rank 4s in the deck. Most of the time you will end up with Fortress or Golem or Gigagatron Dragon, but in the rare case that you do get a rank 4 off, Geargian X allows you to search, again, primarily for Gear Frame, or in the rarer occasion where you have Golem and we'll say a Soldier or a Knight, you can use Geargian X to search for another Ancient Gear monster so you can get out Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem with Power Bond. And the last rank 4 we run is Ragna Zero because Dante is a thing. Moving on to the fusions, we have Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Cyber Dragon is not an uncommon thing to find on your field because again, Cyber Dragon is a special summon when you have no monsters on the field, which makes tribute fodder. And Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon is just always good to have. Cyber Twin Dragon is only in here because there are 2 Cyber Dragons in the deck, and Power Bond is a thing, and on its own, Cyber Twin can OTK, and Chimera Tech Ogre Dragon is the same concept of Fortress Dragon, meant for big pushes, big plays. Power Bond is a thing, and it's really fun. And the big card of the extra deck, Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. For those of you who don't know what this thing is, I don't blame you. This card cannot be special summoned except by fusion summon. During battle between this attacking card and a defense position monster, whose defense is lower, inflict piercing damage. So, classic Ancient Gear Golem effect. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate spells and traps. So, okay, you're thinking, oh, but it's just a little Ancient Gear Golem, man. It sucks. But this is where it gets interesting. Its last effect. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon one Ancient Gear Golem from your graveyard, ignoring the summoning conditions. So this is the only way that you're going to summon Ancient Gear Golem, from special summoning. But, I mean, if this gets destroyed, you would at least have an Ancient Gear Golem at your disposal, should it be destroyed. And that's the deck profile, guys. I have been trying and trying and trying to get a build for you guys that works. The first build that I showcased in the video, it worked, but I would change a card every here and there. And I was really, really lucky in my matchups, but once you get into the Kulai Forts and Shadals and Burning Abyss, you stand little to no chance with that build. So I've tried to work this build to have as much chance as possible against the meta, because this is a casual deck. I built it for fun, really, because I have all the Ancient Gear and Machina cards in my physical collection, and I thought, you know what, why not? Let's try to build a deck, but I need to find a way to test it. So I built this online version, and one thing led to another, and that video was made. So yeah, guys, I really appreciate you guys being so patient with me, because I'm a lazy bum. I really am, and I'm sorry. I suck. That crack was probably my ankle if you heard it. But yeah, guys. And also, you all deserve an internet cookie, because it's not nowhere near March 1st yet, and we have 97 subscribers as of recording this video. So, we might hit the goal of 100 before the new year, which would be really awesome for you guys. I don't have anything lined up, because I honestly thought we wouldn't make 100 by the end of the year, let alone March 1st. But the growth hasn't stopped, and I love you guys for it. I'm going to keep putting out content that you guys enjoy. And if you guys want to see additional content, leave a comment down below. I tend to read every comment I get, and I like that most of them are good, so keep those up. It was a good birthday present when I get nice comments. December 11th was my birthday. I'm going to stop rambling and start editing. So, until next time, guys, this is FoxxyBoxes, signing off.